Hello, welcome to another episode of Tier Nerds Tier Lists. This time I'm going to go over famous numbers that are really cool in math. And then, so that's what I'm going to do. Some of these images got really messed up, so I don't even really know how to even mention them, but at least I'm going to start with the easy ones that people are more familiar with. So let's start with those. We'll start with those. So some of the cooler ones. Okay. So first we have E. Now, like I should start with pi. So pi, I think pi is cool, but it's kind of overrated. Like it's just so overused. Everybody knows about pi, and it's just not, it's just not that cool anymore. It's just overused. This is the overrated. Pi is like pi is cool, but it's kind of like the Final Fantasy VII of constants. That's basically what pi is. It's just kind of just overused, overdone. Um, so yeah, it's cool, but I'm gonna give it a B rating. It has I mean, it definitely has its purposes in real life, but it's just kind of overrated. Then we have what we have instead though is we have tau. So apparently, I just looked this up recently, but tau is double pi. So instead of pi, you have two times pi, which is tau. And apparently, tau is more useful because a lot of math formulas already use 2 pi. So tau is actually more useful than pi. It's just 2 times pi. So it's kind of like a cooler, more underground version of pi. So so instead of 3.14, it's 6.28. So tau is pretty cool. And then we have E. E, I think, is really cool. E is totally underrated, and we need E is 2.718. It's used a lot in its exponential growth and a lot of economics and financial formulas. So E is pretty useful in bacteria growth and biology. There's just so many applications to E, and it's just so very interesting, like population growth and all of that. So E is way more like E is just has a lot of applications to real life. So um, yeah, 2.718, and then it just goes on forever. Um, yeah, we should have an E Day, February 7th, E Day, but nope, there's no E Day, unfortunately. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Then we have Phi. Phi is really cool too. This is the golden ratio or the golden mean. It's 1.618 or 0.618, depending on how you think about it. But basically, the idea this is like the perfect proportion. If you want to learn more about it, you can look it up on Wikipedia, about the golden ratio. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept about like the perfect proportions and everything. And so this is really cool. It was actually used a lot in art. Um, yeah. And I think that the Fibonacci sequence uses it actually in some way. And you can see it throughout nature, this golden mean, golden ratio. So I think it's really cool. Actually, I probably should have put like the Fibonacci. Basically, this is like this is the Fibonacci ratio. It's pretty cool, and yeah. So then we got okay. Then now, so these are the four people are most familiar with. Let's try some other ones that people really know. Um, so then we got I. I is really cool too about the imaginary numbers. It's not quite as cool as E or Phi, but I for imaginary numbers is pretty cool too. Maybe not quite as cool. I think maybe I'll put it above Tau. Maybe like A plus tier, but I is pretty cool. Used for imaginary numbers, and there's a lot of applications for it, especially in like higher level math classes. It's kind of surprising how often it actually comes up. I so square root of -1. Let's see. Then we got the let's do infinities after that. So first, okay, this got cut off a bit. This is supposed to be 4.669. This is actually the Feigenbaum constant. So I don't know too much about this. I looked it up, but apparently it's like it has to do with chaos theory. So I thought that was really cool that they came up with this number. But apparently it's used a lot in chaos theory. Um, there's like some bifurcation method or something. Anyway, you can look it up on Wikipedia. But this is the Feigenbaum constant 4.669. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Then we got infinity, negative infinity. So infinity is cool. Like just awesome. Like I mean, I think I'll put it below phi because these numbers have used. Infinity is just infinity. It's kind of cool. It's basically a sideways eight, and it just goes on forever, and it's just like the biggest number ever possible. And we got negative infinity, which is like pretty much just as cool, except it's on the negative end. But so infinity's cool. Just the concept of it, it just looks cool. Um, it just goes on forever. Yeah. So there's anytime you don't know, you're trying to say like, okay, it's just some huge number, infinity. Infinity is the biggest number possible. So infinity, negative infinity, they're pretty cool. So definitely S tier numbers for sure. Um, let's see. Then the rest of this got really, really messed up. And they're just giant formulas. Like, I think this is supposed to be speed of light. This is some kind of constant. I think this is the gravitational constant. I think one of them is like Boltzmann constant. Then we have Avogadro's number. And then we have like so anyway, all of these they're basically it got messed up in translation, and I don't even remember what's what. And anyway, maybe there was a better way to do it, but anyway, I couldn't think of anything at the time. So anyway, this is supposed to be the Euler constant. It's like 0.577 and got cut off a little bit. The Euler constant, not to be confused with E, which is also like sort of like the Euler number as well. But the Euler constant's used a lot and used in some kind of math. I don't know too much about it, so I can't really rate it. Um, we got now obviously I think before we move on to the series to all this stuff, I should just mention this right here, like I mean over 9,000, right? I mean like 9,001 is like the perfect number pretty much, and pretty much any number over 9,000, like it's cool because you know because Vegeta said so pretty much. So I'm gonna put 9,001 as the top number here, so we're gonna I have to do that. Now, Euler constant, I don't really know where to rank it. And speed of light. Now, okay, I do notice this is the speed of light, and that is pretty cool. The speed of light is pretty cool. So I don't know if I want to give it S tier, but I mean maybe below the infinities, but like a low S tier. But I think that the speed of light idea is pretty cool. Like the fact that they could calculate the speed of light and that it's super fast. So speed of light, this is speed of light. I think I'm gonna put it lower S tier. It's cool. Um, let's see. Now, yeah, I'm gonna look up what some of these are because they got really messed up. So here's okay, I'm back. So anyway, so they're actually in alphabetical order, which makes this easier. So anyway, this is the Euler constant, which means I guess I should put it here. So this is the Avogadro number, Avogadro's constant, which is really cool. Then we got Boltzmann's constant, then Euler, then this is supposed to be gravitational constant, and then that one's supposed to be Planck's constant. So a lot of them, some of these are over my head. Like Avogadro's, I'm more familiar with from chemistry. So I think that's really cool about the. They can find out like how many molecules are basically in a mole, and then you can calculate the weight that way. So it's really cool. It's a huge number. I mean, a lot of these are huge numbers, and that's why they're not as interesting to look at other than maybe the speed of light. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around like what they actually mean. So Avogadro's number is pretty cool. I think I want to give it like an A tier, um, maybe like around here. I think it's a very cool concept. So I think maybe I'll give it an A tier. Um, so I think I'll give it, yeah, I'll definitely give it A tier for that because it's pretty cool. Chemistry. Then we got Boltzmann's constant, which I don't really know too much about that, so I can't really rate it very effectively. And um, gravitational constant, same thing, and the Planck's constant. Those are all really like they're very useful, but I don't know too much about them, so I can't really rate them. They're going to be unrateable. I'd probably give them like A or B. They just kind of go over your head. And then same thing with Euler's constant. I don't know too much about it either, so I can't really rate it. But these are more, people are more used to these. The ones I have up here, they're pretty cool. So I put pi at the bottom just because it's just overrated. Like it's cool, but it's overrated, and that's what tile's just a little better. Then there's a lot of other really cool numbers like over 9,000, 9,001, awesome number. Then we got E, phi. Infinity is really cool. Speed of light, that's a really cool number. I. Avogadro's constant, even the like Feigenbaum constant, I just found out about. Like it's really cool. And then so tau and pi, pi is just kind of boring compared to all of this. Um, So yeah, and then the rest of these, they're just over my head, and then they got messed up anyway. You can't even see them anymore. So anyway, I think I'm just gonna skip them. And anyway, so this is gonna be my tier list for cool numbers. Yeah. Well, see you next time for more random off the wall